235. Okay, thank you, everybody. Page 2 leaving implication. Say, some of us are watermarks. Please open those marks in your mind so that they may see the true intent of everyone around you. Lord, I pray that you bring peace about this week so that we may have come together once and act with one fruit for the common purpose. Lord, please guide us into your will and let us not be prideful. What we desire, Lord. We stand and pray for Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. Let's leave it. Richland.
Here.
Salem.
Here.
Seneca 1. Seneca 1. Seneca 2. Here. Seneca 1. Seneca 2. 2. Here. Seneca 3. Here. Seneca 4. Here. South Union. Dab 3.
Here.
Kamasi.
Here.
Lakina. Here. Utica. Utica. Walhalla 1. Walhalla 2. Here. West Union. Here. Westminster 1.
Here.
Westminster 2. Westminster 2. We have 24 executive committee present. That makes it 4 or 5. Sure. Okay. Thank you everybody for being here tonight. It's good to see a lot of people get out and be concerned about what's going on in our county, our state, and our nation. Thank you all for participating. It's been nice. We have a big crowd like this every time to see what goes on in the daily goes on in the Republican Party. So I'm glad y'all are here. And please, let's be orderly tonight. As we call upon folks to talk, please let people talk. And I apologize. This building is kind of hard to talk, so please speak up loud if you need to, if you would please, so everybody can hear you. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. We're going to have an approval of the agenda. Yes, ma'am.
I move to have the vice chair and chair.
Chairman is here, and I'm going to chair this meeting. Debate. Challenge for me. Challenge for ruling the chair. Okay. And now you challenge. Well, we have no grant, we have no basis to do this.
Sir, we are going to be questioning your decision and have a point that
Only like we need. Okay, well, we're working on this agenda right now. We have 2 agendas that have come out. This is my agenda right here. Have you read the agenda that I put out? That's what we're working on right now, the approval of this agenda.
so you are not going to allow for.
Well, I'm actually thinking about it because when you bring this up, do you have all evidence to present tonight
Yes, sir.
of these allegations?
Yes, sir.
You do. Okay.
since our state representative here tonight, I asked him if this is in order, what she's asking. I tell you what I'd like to do, maybe we could combine the two discussions within one.
I agree from the aspect that if using you as a general view, but if someone's credentials or credibility were to be voted on, then they should not preside over the meeting. In the same way that the president wouldn't preside over an impeachment trial.
I agree,
Right.
and that's what I plan to do. If it gets down to
It would be in line for the first vice chair to chair the meeting in that instance, and there would be a chance to have discussion on both sides of the question.
that's fair enough. But right now, we're discussing my agenda.
The approval of the agenda.
The approval of the agenda. Yeah. So everybody has the agenda before you right now.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I make a motion to modify the agenda and return to the original executive committee agenda that was sent out last week.
Point of order. Chapter 1.7 states that the previous notice should have been sent to all members. That was not done. So therefore, this has to be tabled until that is done.
Do you approve of that?
Yes. Your email did not go to, what, 45 people? That's not all members.
Chairman,
Yes, sir.
all members being the executive committee, not going to have 45.
All members being the Oconee County Republican Party.
We have 29 precincts. We have 29 precincts that are organized, sir. We sent out 45. That would include executive committee member officers and presidents.
It says in here, all members, and when you look up all members, it's all society members.
In this case, Mr. Chairman, you might just be on support. In this, members would be the voting members of the executive committee. The voting members of the executive committee would be the committee members.
Well, then I have
Or presidents in that case if they are proxy.
Okay, then I have another point. So, as investigation of the trial, section 63(1) or just 63, it states a society has the right to investigate the character of its members. I'm going to skip on down to the good part. But neither the society nor any of its members has the right to make public any information obtained through this and such investigation. If it becomes common knowledge within the society, it may be revealed to any person. It may not be revealed to any person outside. So therefore, this needs to be tabled to have private executive meeting.
Okay. I believe the motion. It be amended. I think we're in line. It is not out of order because you asked on approval of the agenda or amendment.
Okay. I'm going to recognize Mr. Wagner just 1 second.
Couple of things. You are the chairman, you should be chairing the meeting. I'm not taking sides in this whole mess, but I believe in due process. If later on things go against you, then that changes. But at the moment, you're the chair, you should run the meeting.
Yes, I appreciate it. And I'd like to say that if it does come down to the fact that we're discussing something about me, I do plan to turn that over to someone else. All right, there is the motion for approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve this agenda?
Motion to amend it.
I'm sorry, motion to amend.
I call for the question.
Second.
What do we
Okay. All in favor?
Permitted it to Mr. Randall,
The executive committee agenda. Who wants that?
Yes, we'll discuss it now.
That's fine, we can go to, move to executive session. Listen, I'm just saying, you can't just all, you pull the rules out, you have to be in order of what's.
I got the original one over there.
Point of order. Yes, sir. I need a clarification on one of the big differences in the two agendas is that we're supposed to accept the resignations of certain people who have already resigned. Is that necessary? Is that information, or is that something that the executive committee needs to approve? Can we not approve a resignation?
I'm glad you brought that up. There's, according to county bylaws, the chairman sets the rest. So I would say
David McMahon's agenda that needs to take place. Do I have a second?
Second.
What, just sort of clarification for the audience, I'm not going to say.
Unfortunately, I don't.
Here.
So the items are a discussion to form a committee for amendments to the OCRP bylaws. That's why we're here today, bylaw issues. Discussion to form a committee to investigate the theft of the OCRP and the personal property. That's why we're here today. Discussion to form a committee to investigate bypassing the OCRP bylaws. Again, that's why we're here today. A discussion of the OCRM violation of the OCRP GOP Rule 3B. The discussion of the SCGOP Rule 16C violation. Those are the items.
Point of discussion.
It says, what you just read said, discuss forming a committee for the amendments to OCRP bylaws. Is that not our job as the county executive committee?
It is.
So why don't we form another committee?
If you didn't want to be involved in it, the committee could come in, put everything together at your request, and present it to the ECs as a document for y'all to approve. Or you can do it yourself. But either way, the bylaws need to be amended so they're in line with the SCGOP rules. Should that not be the job of all of us, the ECs?
That's what this is for, is to open it up for y'all to discuss it.
Right.
Some of you folks said you want to change the bylaws. We're giving the opportunity to start it because nobody has come forward and wanted to start it, so we're helping you.
So we're deciding on whether or not we're going to do it, not making any committee.
Well, you have to sit down with all these folks and figure out what you want to change. That takes time. We're saying to get started on it. That's what we're saying.
That's just not what that says.
You can start talking about getting the process ready. Starting the bylaws committee, I believe Mr. Rao did one several years ago. Okay. Yes, sir.
So our problem is, we've got a set of bylaws that we're going by here in Oklahoma County. And we've got individuals that wish us not to adhere to those bylaws. But we're the ones that are in charge of writing those bylaws, that was in charge of writing those bylaws, and we're the ones that's in charge of giving our officers bylaws that they can adhere to, instead of having it where they have to guess what our wishes are. That's what all this is about in here today.
Any more discussion?
Yes. Chairman? Discussing for forming the committee, this is item 8B for everybody. Discussion of forming committee for the investigation of the theft of the OCRP and personal property. I don't believe we need to do that because there's already been charges filed against me for that with the county sheriff's office, and it's been referred as SLED. So I think that's a waste of our time. That doesn't need to be discussed.
So you've been charged?
Looks to me like there's an investigation for larceny. It's approved.
Sir, you're not charged.
I have the copy of the report, okay? So
You said you're charged.
well, I'm sorry for my wording. I don't have the exact understanding of wording that you would have as a detective, sir. But I have a report, okay? So I don't think it's of any need for the committee to investigate.
Are you making a motion to amend his amendment?
I'm making a motion to strike that from his amendment.
So they don't have to got an amendment to the amendment.
This is one.
Oh, but he did.
He says I have.
We got a second.
Call for the question.
Call for the question, Mr. Mann's request to strike item 8 Bravo.
Hey, Bravo, okay, there is a vote and a motion to call for 8 Bravo, discussion of forming committee for investigation of theft of OCRP and personal property. All in favor of striking that, say aye. Aye. All right, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Let's go back here.
Okay, all right, raise your hand again. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, all with nays, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're not a voter. Sorry. Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
How many precincts do we have? 24.
Oh, yeah.
Point of order, 18, 7, 25.
I'm trying to count hands. Calm down. Raise your hands again one more time.
Do roll call.
Give your flag to the Indian and take the vice chair.
Tyler would be, Tyler is.
Yes.
Okay.
You can't, but hand cards. You're dead.
The amendment passes 18-7. Okay, now, all right, now we're going to call the vote to combine Mickey's amendment to combine. Yes, sir.
I'd like to make one more deletion here under 8, number 1. My understanding is Perry Smith has already resigned, so we don't need to do that.
Mr. Wagner, you're looking on the second agenda. We got, yeah, we haven't combined the two.
Oh, okay.
But either way, you can, like, most of these you said already resigned anyway, so my recommendation to the chair would be take it as is, and you can just move through those as you go. They've already happened.
So I should recognize Mr. Wagner's motion to,
No, I wouldn't.
would not? Okay.
It's a benign move, it's a benign question anyway, because the business is already resolved.
Okay. All right. Nikki's motion to combine the two agendas together. All in favor, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Do I have would you do a second count for me?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, 11 to combine. All, please raise your hand if you don't want to combine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, I'm going to count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
We have 2 abstentions, is that correct? Well, they're 11.
Who is not, did somebody decide to abstain?
2 abstentions.
Who abstained?
Doesn't matter.
It does, too, because the vote's 12 to 11 right now, so
Just,
No, because it has to be a majority.
okay, there's 2 abstentions here. We need to go ahead and record it.
let's call for the question again and have a standing vote.
All right. The motion is, the vote is to,
That's just one.
Behind the agenda.
go ahead, Mark, I'm sorry.
That's just, we only have 1 abstention, we're still missing. one vote, there are 25 voting members.
Can we possibly change the layout here and have all the members?
What's your question, Mr. Stevens?
What level when you voting?
Whether to combine the two agendas
As amended.
as amended.
All right, let's do a standing vote. All in favor of combining the agendas, please stand. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 for combining. Please stand if you do not want to combine. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now, majority says we will not combine.
We'll still have a motion on the floor. Right?
That's true. They don't get to vote on
There's
that.
three answers.
Okay, now, we already have a motion on the floor.
That was the original motion, then he voted to combine.
Okay. By standing, by standing vote, do you approve the agenda of, I guess the only way to describe it is Jim Mann's agenda? Stand by.
All in favor?
All in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, Sherry, come out from behind.
I thought we did see.
All right, let me start over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All against the agenda, please stand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'm abstaining.
You're abstaining? The agenda passes. 16-7, 1 abstention. All right. Very quick, just a minute. Yes, yeah. And we've already okay, guys, section 7, item 1, accept the resignation of Tony Adams. We've already done it. Yes, sir.
I would like to amend this agenda to include the approval of the minutes, which was in your agenda but not in Jim's.
Already approved it.
Yeah, we approved it. Oh, okay, all right. So,
If 2/3 of the people just approve the minute, instead of voting to amend the agenda, we can take a 2/3 majority. I would just say if 2/3 of the people voted to approve the minutes, then that vote is applicable to amend the agenda. Instead of voting twice, just take the same vote, right? So if people vote, instead of voting to amend the agenda to include the approval of minutes, I would just say, if 2/3 of people approve the minutes, then we just accept it.
Okay, if 2/3 of the people will approve,
Let's call, make a motion to approve the minutes.
is there a motion? Is there a motion to approve the minutes from September 29th?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second? Second. All in favor of, is there any discussion?
The copy of the minutes I got said second draft. Are we to assume that the second draft is the final, or is there another version that we get?
We should have mentioned you bring a copy of the minutes. I tried to send out the latest.
Yes, I handed it out wide.
There should be another email with the latest version.
I move we table this so we can have read the minutes.
I second that.
Table motion takes place.
All in favor of tabling this, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. We'll table this for a later date. Now, moving forward with the 7-1, accept the resignation of Tony Adams. According to our bylaws, I've already accepted Tony Adams' resignation. Moving right along to item 2, accept the resignations of Ian Fitzgerald from West Union. I've already accepted that with resignation. Item number 8, under new business.
Number 3. 7-3. Accept resignation of Jeff E. Tomasi. Here.
Okay. Accept the resignation of the former Tomasi EC Jeff Eaton. I can speak on this. I have not received any information whatsoever from that precinct about Jeff Eaton. I'm just hearing gossip. I don't know. If anybody can enlighten me, I'd be glad to hear it. Yes, sir.
I heard that he got redistricted out of his precinct, but I'm not sure if that's true. I don't know if Tomasi can verify that.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I should send him a letter giving him a reason. Now you're saying he's been redistricted?
That's what I understand, but I don't know that's for a fact.
You don't know for a fact?
Sure, but
Yes, ma'am.
As president of the Tomasi precinct, you do know, and you did know, that Jeff Eaton resigned because you attended my precinct meeting last week, and it was sent to the vice chair, and he just gave you a copy. If you want me to get Jeff on the phone right now, I can, but he got a new voting card and was redistricted to Salem.
That's what I'm saying. I've not been notified until that time, and I've still it's just hearsay. I don't have anything in writing till just now. Thank you.
Email was sent.
Okay. Okay. We've now accepted the resignation of Jeff Eaton, so we're moving right along. Okay. Section 8. Section 8, item 1, question of Oakway President Perry Smith, Rule 16C. He has resigned, okay, so we can move right along.
Mr. Chairman, may I speak for this, since it's giving thanks to me?
I'll make a motion while Perry.
Motion's what? Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? Yes, sir, Mr. Wagner.
Can we limit him to 1 minute?
Yes, sir, that's fair.
Motion is delayed, I'll leave it 1 minute. So you should take it.
I believe we should hold public comment to the end.
All in favor of Mr. Smith being able to speak for 1 minute, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 1, 2. Hold your hands up high, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 in favor of Mr. Smith, who's speaking for 1 minute. All opposed, raise your hands high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Mr. Chairman, I abstain.
Moving right along.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to explain the whole email deal, if it's all possible. No, I would like to explain who gave me the password for the email shell.
Mr. Chairman,
It's not under investigation because I haven't got it. Mr. Chairman, Jim Mann gave me the password for the email shell.
Point of order.
Just so you know, he's the one that gave it to me.
Point of order.
And sabotaged this whole situation.
Point of order. Listen.
And Phil Sandiford has used this.
Everybody.
That is right. Any questions?
Everybody, stop. They're going to be calling for an investigation for all this, okay? Yes, there will be. We're going to settle all this in due time. We've got a set of rules, and we got a set of laws, and we got a set of bylaws. We got a set of bylaws. We've got to see. Hang on. Everybody, calm down. Calm down, everybody. I'm talking, okay? As long as I'm still chairman, I'm ruling this here place, okay? There will be law and order. Law and order. Please. Please, law and order. We're going to move to the next one.
Point of order.
Mr. Chairman, I do believe there's a motion to move to executive session.
I didn't hear that one. Where'd that come from?
Right here.
Second.
Move to executive session.
No votes will be taken, the discussion can happen.
You would do your motion. Yes, sir.
We did vote that Perry would not be allowed to speak, but he is speaking for everyone. I would ask that he be escorted out.
Perry, are you going to be calm the rest of the meeting?
Yes, sir.
He
I
can
just
stay.
thought I would say that.
He can stay. Okay, look, Mr. Moore, then we can do tit for tat. If we're going to start cherry picking people to kick out, I'll start it. If that's what you want.
Mr. Chairman.
I'm moving forward.
Let's move on.
I'm moving forward.
Question number two.
Question number 2. Question of Mount Rest, EC, Matthew Durham, Rule 16C. Yes, sir.
I have a problem with all this because I'm not interested in hearing he said, she said stuff and allegations. I think some of this stuff needs to be looked into, but I don't see how we can possibly do it in this format because I've had nothing to this point. So what you're asking me to do is listen to somebody say they ought to be kicked out and somebody else say they ought to be left in, and I don't have any facts at this point, so I would have to abstain on every vote. I would like, I don't know if it's best to table all this, but I want some facts, not hearsay, before I'm asked to vote.
Mr. Wagner, I'm glad you brought this up because that's what I've been begging for months. Anytime there's allegations brought up against anybody, there needs to be some sort of fact and evidence to be presented. Nothing has been presented since all the month of September. Now here we are in October. There's been allegations upon allegations of people of wrongdoing. I've not seen any evidence whatsoever, but yet there's still allegations. September the 29th, I believe it was. No, it was September the 15th. 16 executive committee members decided to ask for my immediate resignation, and all I've asked for is proof of the allegations. So far, no one has given me proof that I've done any of the 4 allegations. No one. If you have the evidence, bring it forward. Thank you, Mr. Wagner.
I make a motion that we adhere to Robert's Rules of Order, Chapter 63, due to our state rules being so vague in how to deal with this matter, and our county bylaws being so vague in how to deal with this matter, that we should adhere to Robert's Rules of Order.
Is there a second?
Which states that we should basically investigate and try to have hold a trial. And there's 4 steps in that. First is creating a committee to do the investigation.
I call for the orders of the day.
I second.
Get back to the agenda.
This is, I understand that. This is, it's how we're going to process these allegations.
How are you going to, that's correct, how are you going to process and evaluate these questions if there's no evidence to even bring? Yes, sir.
The question 16C says that if someone is going to run for office, they have to vacate their seat, correct?
No, I can read. See, if you want me to.
Yes, sir.
Any officer, delegate, or alternate who publicly endorses or financially supports a candidate for partisan office other than the duly nominated Republican candidate, unless there is no Republican nominee in the relevant race, shall immediately vacate their Republican Party office. The State Executive Committee may waive this provision in a statewide or multi-county election, or the County Executive Committee may waive this provision for their county and less than county elections. And I will point out for the committee that this, even though this district does not encompass multi-counties, it would still be considered a multi-county election. The state house representative is considered a multi-county election. It's a statewide election. It is not a county. It is not. It is not. No. Mr. Chairman, I'm not going to get into a discussion with people that are not part of the committee. And so,
let me just hear you out.
yeah. So that part really doesn't matter either way, but I just want to point out for the committee that it says the state executive committee may waive this provision in statewide and multi-county elections. The state Republican Party certifies every state house candidate at a statewide level because there are multiple state house seats that are multi-county, and there are multiple state house seats that are not necessarily multi-county. But the state house representative position is considered a multi-county election.
The state representative.
The state representatives. Because you can't sit here and say, oh, it's not multi-county in Greenville because it's within the county, but it is multi-county in Horry because it's within the county. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. So a state house representative is considered a multi-county election. So that provision would only be possible by the state executive committee.
Right. Okay. All right.
Okay. My point with that is this. I have proof that the leadership of the OCRP is also the leadership of the OCC. And considering this the OCC's candidate, every one of you that is the administration along with him as the administration is putting your candidate up for support. So therefore your integrity So I've asked that it be voted on, and somebody else lead this during this section.
My integrity is not up for vote right now.
It's in question for me at least.
How can you assume that all those names are what you say? You're assuming something, sir.
Administration moderator, Barry Smith, Matthew Durham, David Nix, Tommy James, Amanda Tinsley, Mickey Haney. It's funny how the leadership of the schools are saying.
This is not my, we're not judging my integrity tonight, so please, we need to move on. Are you judging my integrity tonight? We're not. You can some other time, but this body is not judging my integrity tonight. Do you understand? Do you understand?
You're not that, I'm not going to talk to you like that.
Then please, we're going to move on with the meeting, okay?
Is that, is there one, number 7, or 8?
Yes, thank you. Now, moving right along to 7.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to clarify the South Carolina GOP Rule 2 for everyone in the room. This is a precedent for all rules related to the state. 2A says, these rules shall be interpreted and applied so as to substantially accomplish their objectives. The spirit and not the letter of the rules shall be controlling. Substantial compliance with these rules shall be sufficient. You can't walk the line. That's what this says. I believe that's also what Mr. McKissick said in his letter dated October 5th. In short, any individuals who participated, facilitated, or enabled the production and or transmission of this email, which was in support of Barry Smith, whether directly or indirectly, no longer holds an elected position within the SCGOP and its subsidiaries.
That's me by you. Okay, all right, so
Vacancies have been created which must be filled. What vacancies have been created? That's the question that we're working through tonight, sir.
what proof do you have that any of these people passed through an email?
Can we call for order the day back on the agenda and we'll work through it?
No, sir, you're addressing me that you have evidence.
I know that evidence of 16 violation conviction that Mr. Smith had transferred David Ken Charles and his awesome turnout for his kickoff campaign. That's all the public support we need to remove it, period.
Yes, Matthew Durham, by raising your hand, and we'll have three. We'll alternate, for and against, okay? So if anybody wants to speak against Matthew Durham, please raise your hand.
Yeah, I'll start with the picture that,
I recognize Mr. Moore.
First thing is I'd like that picture out there to show that this kickoff party was, second, I would like to show that they are the administration of the fan page, which is created by Matthew Durham. And Matthew Durham asked me to run against Bill Sanford first. I did not. But either way, this is happening. People, you can decide you like it, you can decide you don't. But the fact is, the two groups, one group, if you'll notice, look at the names, and look at the names of the leadership of the other group, and they're the same. How can you separate the two and say, well, yes, we're the administration, we're the leaders together, but I'm not doing this even though I'm the kickoff party?
You did say that you were. Yeah, but we're talking about Matthew Durham right now.
Put Matthew Durham in bracket.
All right.
Okay.
So we'll take that as a.
Thank you.
Did you want to speak? Yeah, well, I say we did 3 minutes.
I got a point for it. That information is not given to us for review. So we have no idea of what they're bringing up, or what they're talking about. Do you have that information?
I don't.
Do you, the secretary? It's my understanding that this kind of thing, the information should have been forwarded to you.
Okay.
Pass it around.
Okay.
No, it's my understanding that should have been forwarded to you prior to the meeting.
We put it in the mail, it takes them 3 weeks to check.
Well, that's nor here nor there. Secretary doesn't have information for review.
Okay, we're going to ask anybody if this was against. Anybody wants to raise their hands for?
Was everybody done before?
Is everybody done, against? Everybody done against?
I just have a question to understand just what we're doing. If, may I ask a question, and just tell me that's the gist of it.
Yep.
So, is what we're looking at is that what people support privately doesn't matter, right? What happens privately is their business. But if it's a public thing, is that what we're saying? If Matthew comes out and says, I am publicly supporting Barry Smith for this position against the Sanford Iron nominee, then that's the guilty.
Yes.
Is that
Right,
correct?
I'll read the rule again. Any officer, delegate, or alternate who publicly endorses or financially supports a candidate for partisan office other than the duly nominated Republican candidate shall immediately vacate their Republican Party office.
Okay, so with, I think Randy was saying that there's a picture, a picture taken at this, and somebody posted, is that considered him publicly supporting it, or is that he's privately at this thing and somebody posted?
That's for the committee to decide.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Anybody else want to speak against Matthew Durham?
I'm not speaking.
Can you submit the evidence?
Hey, David, submit your question.
What did you just give me?
Take your code over there.
How, let me ask you something, Mark. How is the folks here going to decide on something tonight when we're just not getting this information? And these folks, have you seen this? Has everybody seen this? I mean, this is fine. You showed me this, but how you won't get it out? Does anybody want to speak?
I make a motion that we table this discussion, all the information is handed out to every EC and every president.
So whether it is every president, be every member of the voting body.
Well, the presidents can give out the precincts, so precincts can.
Okay, I do it.
54, Mount Addition. Second. There's a motion on the floor to table this until more evidence is presented. There's a second. Any discussion? Call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Table.
Aye.
Okay, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 to table. All in favor of not tabling? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 12, 13, 14. Okay.
We're going to do 3 minutes before and 3 minutes against for everybody, and I'll keep time.
We've already had 3 against for Matthew Dillon. We need 3 minutes. Anybody want to have 3 minutes for?
That's the whole point.
Vote against it. Vote against it.
Okay. All right, guys. Hang on just a minute. You want to let me ask this question. Is all the evidence the same on everybody?
Yes.
It is? No. No. Yes and no. Okay, so I guess that makes it a good point for you. Yes. Yes, Ms. Shirley.
Mr. Chairman, would it not be possible for the chair to appoint an investigating committee and let them come up with all the evidence and then present it to the committee?
That's one of my laws,
Appointment of the investigating committee at the last meeting. So, I make a motion that you, the chair, appoint an investigating committee to investigate allegations against these 8 executive committees.
Is there a second? Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
everybody knows what's been going on, which side you're on. It doesn't really matter, I think. It's been dragged on long enough. We all deserve to have better use of our time and to sit here and try to delay and obfuscate. If you're going to appeal the decision that occurs afterwards, then it's totally your right. I'm not saying you or anybody, however the vote proceeds. This is my piece. I don't want to be here till midnight, so I move that we do not have to appoint a committee or table or try to go to recess. I think we just get it done. I think that's respectful of everyone's time, including your own.
Yes, sir, Mr. Wagner.
The problem with this is that every case is different. With Perry Smith using the Republican email list, that's clear cut. But having somebody appear at an event for somebody, as long as they're not stating that the Republican Party, if they're not representing the Republican Party, I think everybody has their own right to support who they want to. Now, I mean, if you go down this road, you might as well throw me out too, because there's a person on the ticket that I'm not going to vote for, because they're not qualified.
Everybody, please, Mr. Wagner has the floor. Please give it respectful attention. Go ahead, Mr. Wagner.
So, I mean, there are cases that are clear cut, and there are cases that are borderline. Well, that's what I'm going to do. But you can't treat everybody's equal. They're not equal.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to go back to the rules too and state law, where again, you're driving a car, you're either going east or you're going west. You can't drive in the middle of the road. And that's unfortunately what's happened here a lot of times. You got people who are, oh, I'm just going to break the rules a little bit, but it's not totally fair. It is substantially bad for the public and for yourself. You have to allow this thing, and then it is posted on a public forum. Facebook is public. I'm sorry if you made a mistake. Yeah, those people, yeah.
I'm sorry about the 3 minutes.
I still think that that's all. You know, people complain about evidence on both sides. That allows each side to present evidence. Now, people have to be willing to stand up and adhere to 3 minutes to present evidence, but we're either going to move on with that or not.
Okay. Okay, we have, okay, here's evidence, against Matthew Durham. I'm looking at a post. I see Mary Smith, I see a young man to his wife. I'm sorry, I'm glad.
See Matthew Durham here at the end of the table. That's who we're talking about.
Is Matthew Durham in the picture? He's in the
See
picture.
Terry Smith.
Okay.
Austin Turner.
All right. Okay, so
Who else is it? We're talking about Matthew Durham.
Matthew Durham right
The
there.
next one on the agenda.
Okay, there's more stuff here. Let's see, it is it's a picture of Perry Smith with a sign.
Does this say Republican on that picture?
No.
Look out, Bill.
Sorry.
That's one of the things.
Hey, you know what? This is stupid.
I'm
You know? I'm sorry. Yeah. This is stupid. It's a waste of freaking time. We're gonna get fucking blown up in this country. We got taxes coming out the yin yang, and you're worried about a stupid little rule. Y'all acting like children.
Anybody explain to me what this is? Is that?
Chairman, I think each side needs to explain what their evidence is.
Okay, the
The
side.
side takes you out of it. You don't have, you're not even having to talk about it.
Okay. Nobody wants to explain this, and I don't know what.
I think that's, if you want to give it to me, I'll explain if you can't understand it. So
Don't call it stupid internet, sir.
this is a picture of Perry Smith. I think we've already talked about this, and it's already been determined with his campaign sign.
We've already dealt with that issue.
Yes.
Okay, all right. And,
So this question right now is Matthew Durham. So does anybody have anybody to speak for Matthew?
does anybody want to speak for Matthew Durham?
Yes, Mr. Gerald. So everything that has come about tonight is due to the new Rule 16. As read, it talks about the exemptions. Now, a large majority of us thought that this was an exemption or waiver that could be held by the county. We did not realize that the GOP considered Sanford as a multi county. So, I know ignorance is no excuse for the law. But if it was that interpretation, then we were using 7C, where it states in our bylaws. So all this has come about because our bylaws apparently conflict with the GOP rules. So instead of us sitting here today and spending time to fix these bylaws so that we can hold people to the document that we give them we're sitting here kicking out members. Someone made a comment that Facebook is public. It is not. If you Google Facebook, it says a private domain to engage with your family and friends. That is the Facebook definition. My Facebook page is to friends only. I don't know how Mr. Gerns is set up. But just because Mr. Gerns was in a restaurant in the back of a picture, how far out was that picture? I don't even have to see it. So that's her son in front. You almost have some good eyes. So Matthew Durham is back here in the very back at a table with his back turned to Barry Smith. And I'm assuming that's your son, Perry?
Yes, that is my son.
And it's Perry's son doing a close-up with him in the back. Start the time. Restart the time. Interruptions. So today, if we vote these people out because we as ECs failed to create a document that we could live by, govern by, we or every one of us in here should be ashamed of ourselves.
Amen.
Because that is the root of the problem. Bylaws need to be changed, and we're not focusing on the change.
Okay. Thank you. Is there a call?
Call for, yeah.
A vote to do what?
The city violated Rule 16. The executive committee thinks that he violated Rule 16.
Do I get to speak?
That's what I love for you.
Does the accused have a right to speak?
We just agreed to 3 minutes for each side, but.
Whoa. Oh, 3 minutes total for
So
each
the
side.
Yeah, we're not,
accused,
we're three seconds.
so the accused can.
No.
I'm just kind of 3 minutes. I want 3 minutes. I'll make it quick. So I have a public Facebook page that's political. I have my private Facebook page. If I wanted to publicly endorse Perry, I could do it on the political page. I can also tell Mr. Riley Morningstar, and I'm sure he will print it in the paper. And I like to give the rest of my time, since when the person came up with Perry Smith, he was not allowed to speak. The state portion I was allowed. I'll give the rest of my time.
We don't, that's not in our rules for debate.
All right, so I would like to have a little question about how Perry got the email and why this is. That's the main reason why.
Point of order.
Call the question. Yes, call the question.
Second.
Okay, so,
Hold on, what? Point of order, what was the point of order?
This is the executive committee. If we didn't identify there was any time for public comment ahead of time. If we approved an agenda that didn't allow for public comment. So this is going to be an exchange that goes on, and some of us have to work a 60, 70-hour-week job. So we'd like to get out of here and reasonable out. The original agenda, I think, says adjourn at 8:15, the one that we just approved. You see what time it is?
And
It also says 2-minute time limit.
Mr. Mayor, you wrote that.
per each person.
Maximum, you can only speak twice.
Correct.
Okay?
Under.
So, I call for the question.
I second.
Which means we should take a
okay,
vote.
we're going to vote. Give me a vote, did Matthew Durham violate Rule 16C? All who think that he did, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All who think that Matthew Durham did not violate Rule 16C, raise your hand. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. 15 ayes, 8 nays.
It doesn't matter, it's just.
Okay, the executive committee believes that, Matthew Durham violated Rule 16C. Okay. Mr. Britt Adams has just, given me a resignation letter to walk out. So we're moving right along. Okay, question of District 3 Director Tommy James.
Question of Takina PC Cancel.
Well, this is not mine. Okay, they modified, okay, sorry. Question of Takina EC, Ken Charles violating Rule 16C. Who wants to speak, against Ken Charles? And present evidence. Mr. Dodd.
Again, this is not for or against anyone. It's about breaking the SC GOP rules. As Mark said, any officer, delegate, or alderman who publicly endorses or financially supports a candidate for partisan office other than the duly nominated Republican candidate, unless there is no Republican nominee in the relevant race, shall immediately vacate their Republican Party office. The state executive committee may waive this provision, and Mark's explained all that. The question is, did they publicly endorse someone running against the duly elected Republican? And the photograph shows they did.
Ask them, David, ask them. Just ask them.
Ask them what?
Just ask them, do you publicly support them? They'll say no. Would you lie, Scott? I wouldn't lie. I don't think they're going to lie. It's very simple. This is investigation. You wouldn't lie. I wouldn't.
That's
The
30 minutes.
photograph has no date or time on it or anything. How outrageous to assume that this happened since Mr. Bennett Blair. Because there's no date or time on that photo or on that post. You're just gonna assume that it happened since his separation. As an independent, I'm not there.
Okay, thank you, Mr. That's a question. Are you through, Mr. Dodd?
Yes, and this is a photograph of his campaign kickoff meeting.
Is there a sign on this?
When did he kick off his campaign?
So you're opposing that, so let me understand this. You're saying that a picture of him in the restaurant poses a public endorsement.
He's in a kickoff campaign meeting.
It was posted September 16th at 7:20.
It's not on the photograph, you can't admit your phone. If you wanted us to know this and believe the information, it has to be documented. That's the reason for investigative committee.
3 minutes.
We have 3 minutes before somebody wants to speak on that.
Okay, 3 minutes to speak for Mr. Ken Charles. Yes, sir, Mr. Wagner.
I don't even know Mr. Charles, and I'm no fan of Matt Durham, but this is crazy.
Amen.
The people in their precincts elected them.
Amen.
Amen.
Now, Matt Durham could never be elected in Seneca 2. But where he is, he can be elected, and he should be allowed to represent those people.
Amen.
If he publicly says the Republican Party supports some, the rule is a bit confusing to me. Because we've had a case where a person on the executive committee had a business dealing with a Democrat and was accused of supporting a Democrat, which is insane. And I see this as more of the same. The Curtis Smith thing was obvious. He used the Republican email list. That's unquestionable. The rest of these, it's just crazy.
Okay. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. We're gonna take a vote. Yes, sir, your turn. You got 3 minutes.
3 minutes. I've already time for somebody, this might be long. I don't need a microphone. I don't need the notes. I'm born and raised in South Carolina, Oconee County, Shiloh Road, Lake Linden Road. All right? I graduated high school, 1966. Keep the chocolate factory up. Keep the clock going. I have people all over. I live in town. I have people all over the lower part of the county ask me one question. One question. They don't ask when we're going to get water, when we're going to get broadband. Their question is, what is wrong with all them people up there around here with a key? You come down here from wherever you get light to live. You move down here, the first thing you do, push, I have the floor. Push it. Mr. Man, sit your butt in the chair. Now you don't like the way things are here, you move down here to beautiful Oconee County. You buy 2 or 3 politicians, you're happy. You want to make things like they were back in New Jersey or Detroit. Why? Folks, this is South Carolina. It's not New Jersey. It's not Detroit. Live with it. I hope I'm not overspeaking you, sir, but the opinion of most of my friends are, if you pull the most superior portion of your anatomy out of the most distal orifice of your anatomy, you would see things like we see it. Leave us alone. You're trying to run the politics. You got Bill Sanders on your payroll over there. Yes. Why did I vote for Perry Smith? I vote for term limits. Term limits. Ethics reform. That's good.
Amen. I'll call for a vote. Call for a vote to, the question is Ken Charles, the question is Ken Charles violated? All who believe that Ken Charles violated Rule 16C, raise your hand. Everybody please, settle down, quiet please. Raise your hand if you believe that Ken Charles violated Rule 16C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Forgive me, I'm doing another check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All that believe Ken Charles did not violate 16C, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. And 1 abstain. Who abstained? Vote passes 16 to 7 with 1. 15 to 7 with 1 abstain. Okay, next one. Question. District 4 Director Tommy James, in violation of Rule 5E2 and 16C. I'm looking for any evidence to present y'all about Tommy James.
Mr. Chairman, according to South Carolina rules, this would be Rule 5E2, the county executive committee may remove any county officer at any time and may fill any vacancies among its appointed officers.
Rule 5 in state. Did you say?
This is also cited in the state chair's letter.
Rule 5E. Did you say? Okay. We don't need evidence on this. You can just remove anybody anytime. Is that correct? All right. Okay. All right. So,
So is there any evidence for Rule 16, Charlie, for Mr. Tommy James? For or against?
Four?
it's been presented that he violated Rule 16C, Tommy James.
This is not a violation of the rule, they're
It's on the agenda. It's on the agenda. But 16, Charlie, is a question for Tommy James.
So what do they want to do to Tommy?
I want to kick him off the,
But just kick them off because they don't like Tommy.
Chris?
You don't want Tommy, it's how they spend him with a running to.
The problem is, we didn't know that.
Well, you ought to come to know Tommy. You should have stayed long enough to hear him pray for everybody.
Brent, we know where this is going, okay? Let's just
That's what it is.
Let's just get
We
it
don't
going.
represent the people of
Let's
Bucks
just
County.
get through this.
Hey,
These people were voted in.
No.
I'm not you, my people.
No.
No.
Mr. Chairman, can they tell us, is there anything in there or anything about Mr. James about what his violation was? Of 16?
Luke, you want to handle that?
Do I still have the floor? Because I want to say this, and I don't have a dog in this race, I'm not one of these people, but the Oconee County Republican Party platform and the Oconee County Conservative platform mirror each other. So if you're going to stand up as Republicans and represent yourself by those standards, then you have to be a conservative. That is where the whole thing is rolling with. But just because we don't live in your section of the county is no reason for us not to hold offices. Make sense?
I understand there's no evidence for Rule 16, Charlie.
There's no evidence, you got it.
Haven't seen it. Recognize Luke Moore?
Well, Luke, then,
Yes, sir, Mr. Moore.
Same thing as usual out there. Leadership is one director, I think that's the one in the leadership we got there.
You've been, that's been submitted. Mr. Chair. Yes, sir, Nancy. Yes, sir.
Well, I need you to talk to him. So, as with the South Carolina GOP, it's very vague on how we operate. So our ECs got together way before I got involved, I think even before David got involved, and decided how they wanted to operate. And they decided to delegate some of their powers over to different members. And if you turn to the Oconee County bylaws, section 3DA, it talks about the steering committee, what they're responsible for. It also, in our bylaws, and this is going to take longer than 3 minutes, but I've got to find it. It talks about who is responsible for electing the county.
I'm 3C. District director. I'm talking about 3A. I don't know much about it.
No, there's actually a spot in there about the elections. The county sheriff. Right here, under 5DB, other officers, directors, and committee chairs, a vacancy shall be filled with appointed by the chair. The chair appoints those appointed officers according to our bylaws. If these bylaws are wrong, we should work on correcting the bylaws before we get rid of a member.
Thank you, Nikki. Okay. 3 minutes for somebody to speak in favor of Tommy James.
That was how it
I apologize. I apologize.
Maybe I said it wrong.
Sorry. It's time for a vote. Who believes that Tommy James violated Rules 5E2 and 16C?
All in favor of removing Tommy James from his position based on Rule 582 or 16?
Okay. All in favor of removing Tommy James for violating Rule 5E2 and 16C, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
That was for removal
For that they believe the removal, yes, you're correct. Okay, all in favor to not remove Tommy James, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
This is
1, 2, keep your hands up high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 2 abstaining. We got one. We got one left. Remember, we got one abstaining. So we got one abstaining.
Yeah, but it's different. That's the big question.
Oh, yeah.
13 out of
Okay. All right, moving right along. The question of District 5 Director. Let me have order, everybody. Let's move along. Question of District 5 Director Shannon Baker violating Rule 5E2 and 16C. 3 minutes. Anybody want to speak against Shannon Baker?
Mr. Chair, Singh's argument lies in that we're just simply violate, we are just simply, using our ability to exercise.
Um, 3 minutes for anybody that wants to speak for Shannon Baker.
I'll say the same thing again. We're here ousting people instead of modifying our bylaws. These people done nothing that's being voted on right now, except serve the county. And instead of us correcting our bylaws, we're voting to kick them out. There are no charges against them. Each and every one of y'all ought to be ashamed on these points. Because these individuals were adherent to the bylaws that were written by the ECs. Y'all have neglected y'all's duties and expecting us to know what you want us to do, but yet you did not amend the bylaws. It's a sad thing.
Evil is best, right here.
Thank you, Mickey.
Evil is best.
Okay, I'm calling for the vote. For folks who thinks that Shannon Baker, somebody believes that the removal of Shannon Baker is in order by violating 5E2 and 16C, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3.
Y'all don't even know who the hell she is.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. I know y'all were coaching Chuck to raise your hand. Are you gonna raise your hand, Chuck? Since they're coaching you too? Okay. Are you? You're not voting? You are voting? What? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, we're going to do a recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay.
Bill, you don't know who she is.
No. Okay, all who believe that Shannon should not be removed, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We're not wake up.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So you can stay a little more. You're her EC. Yeah, you can stay. And you're her EC and lie to her.
The vote does not pass. It needs to be a 3/4 to do not pass.
No. Represent us.
No.
How about you? How about you?
Okay.
Don't say you represent your people.
The vote did not
That's not
pass,
true.
and the record remains as a district record.
Okay. What was the vote? Okay, moving right along. Question of the OCRP treasurer, I'm sorry, excuse me, OCRP secretary, David Nix, violating Rule 5E2, 16C. We have 3 minutes to, 3 minutes to speak.
I move to adjourn at 8:17. Get on into jail. Unless we have.
You can move
No,
it.
it's adjourned on one item.
And you can still move it, but they put not adjourned. It does have a problem. I'm just. I get what you're saying, but you just want to keep it.
Yes, motion on the table.
No, that's not I do.
That's a process.
Yes, you can take that.
The motion is to adjourn, do I have a second? Is there any discussion on this, Mark, or just a vote? All raise your hand for an adjournment, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. All in favor of continuing the meeting, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14. Vote failed, continue.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask what the answer was to number 6, Shannon Baker? I'm unclear as to what the disposition was of that.
This position was, for her removal.
Yeah.
And it failed.
Not adopted.
It was not adopted.
It was not adopted.
Not adopted.
Thank you.
All right, so now we're on number 7.
Number 7. Question of the OCRP Secretary David Nix for, I'm assuming, his removal of violation of Rule 5E2 and 16C. Anybody want to speak against David Nix?
He was in the same picture that we've used before.
Okay, 3 minutes for anybody who wants to speak on behalf of David Nix.
For those that know David Nix, knows the effort he's put into OCRP. As you notice, your email coming through now, unlike it hasn't been, even through all the obstacles that he's gone through. Your minutes are in order. Your office is up to date. David has excelled in his job. Removing him will be a mistake, which look back into what we was in before. This is all over, once again, these bylaws that y'all failed to modify. When we leave here today, if y'all continue with this and do not modify these bylaws, this will happen again. Because people assume that county bylaws is the charging order that's given to them by the ECs, which it should be. So y'all are getting rid of these people because y'all gave the wrong charge. And y'all voting for this. I don't understand why.
Yes. Call for a vote.
We still have time, I'm sorry, you need to take 3 minutes. So the problem is that we have brought forth that there are disparities between the state law and the county law. And I believe just the last time you guys went and had a whole presentation where we objected to and told you you're wrong. The state has said you are wrong. But yet you did a whole presentation and sent out an email to the whole membership stating that the way you guys see the rules is correct and that the chairman is the ultimate answer for everything. So by saying that the bylaws are incorrect and that it's our fault, I disagree. We've brought to your attention that these laws are out of order and we needed clarification, but you chose to solve that yourself.
Chair, on my second comment. No, I have to disagree with you. You did not bring it to us. You made a motion that was out of order. We had not even had invocation. You did not stay to listen or discuss the bylaw changes. Instead, you chose to leave. So how can we amend bylaws
bylaws if you're gonna walk out the door. We can't. You're the one, you are part of the problem. Because if you walk out the door, you cannot amend the bylaws. Just like tonight, on the agenda, we had bylaw discussion. We all chose not to have that discussion. Because it's not about the bylaws that you don't like, it's about the individuals.
Amen.
You let your hatred drive you just because you don't agree.
The accuser has his 3 minutes to speak.
All right, I've got a short speech. I'm going to make it easy for you guys. I think it's unbelievable that Bill Sanders would stoop so low as to collude with Drew McKissick, have Perry Smith, and anyone he believes associated with Perry removed from the local party. Sandifer is threatened by Perry's write-in campaign because he knows the momentum his campaign is gaining. Sandifer knows he has neglected the people of Oconee County. He sees how the people are connected to Perry's conservative vision for our state. Thank you very much.
We're going to call for the vote. And, if you believe that the Secretary, David Nix, violated and should be removed of violating Rule 5E2 and 16C, raise your hand, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, everybody up their hands high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Hey, you can leave. You hear that?
All raise your hands who thinks that David Nix did not violate rules and should not be removed. Raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.
I abstain.
You still abstain?
Good passage. I'll keep doing it unless I want to appoint somebody temporarily.
Do you want to appoint anybody?
Be a secretary?
Chairman, point of order. Just very soon, the belittling me, so that should be your report. Please don't fill the floor.
I saw it too. I saw it too. I don't think he has my Okay, everybody, please, we're about done. We're about done. Everybody, listen to me. We're about done. Just ride the boat, okay? Okay, next, number 8, the question of OCRP treasurer, Mickey Haney, for his removal, asking for his removal of violating 5E2 and 16C. 3 minutes. Anybody that is against Mickey Haney?
The question is, is this removal from the treasurer or is this removal from precinct? They can't remove it from precinct unless you violate 16C. But they can't remove, the 5E2 would not be applicable to your particular.
I wanna ask, what's the evidence against Mickey Haney?
In your packet, you'll see his repost.
Typical politics, you give it at the last minute, so nobody can review it. Typical politics. Last minute, shove it through. Don't let everybody else see it. I'll say it.
This post, Mr. Haney reposted on the SC Upstate Conservatives, which is a public page, which has 1,200 people on it. And Mickey Haney shared a post, Gary Smith. Folks, if this doesn't piss you off, nothing will.
only the elites can be members. He is also a backer of Bill 50% Sandifer. Everyone should take a strong offense to this nonsense. Listen for yourself. This is why everyone needs to write in Harry Smith, not vote for Bill Sandifer.
Okay. Being as I'm accused, I shared the video on my private page. So, I don't know what all this is when it comes to all this, but my Facebook page is private to friends.
Looks like the post is public.
Where do you see the post is public?
That little world symbol.
Okay. Once again, I'm ignorant to technology. So, in this, I was not concerned about what Perry was stating. I was concerned about what Randy Bond was stating. Basically, he said that the working man does not belong to the Republican Party. It's only for entrepreneurs, elitists. I felt that needed to be shared. That's not the first time that Randy Bond has stated negative things about the OCRP. So really, I'm confused as to why Randy Bond is not here. But I will say, I guess it speaks to the character of those who've been voting in favor of this all along.
Okay, call for a vote. All that believe that Mickey Haney should be removed as treasurer, please raise your hand.
You're gonna vote on it separately.
EC and treasurer?
Well, the 16C is applicable to, 16C is applicable to the EC, the 5E2 is applicable to the treasurer.
Okay. Let's do the, like the 5E, are we gonna vote the treasurer position? Do you believe that Mickey Haney should be removed as treasurer? Raise your hand.
I don't really.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Uh-oh, wait a minute. I got another one. You raise your hand. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All believe. Yes.
So once we're removed, if our precincts go back,
Back in here.
I'm talking about now, because if
Now, but then when you get to March, then you can be, your new term starts to be real.
15 ayes.
Okay, all in favor of Mickey remaining as treasurer, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
The vote passes. He's removed from treasurer.
Okay, the second part, the Salem Executive Committee, Mickey Haney, should he be removed as executive committeeman for violation of Rule 5E2? I'm sorry, 16C. All in favor of his removal, raise your hand. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, all that believe that Mickey should remain as Salem EC, raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe, keep them up again, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, the last one is, I'm in question, so I'm gonna turn the table over to Vice Chairman Jim Mann.
Point of order, Vice Chairman brought the ordinance against him, so he's not a neutral member. I think we should go back to Robert's Rule of Order, where when it talks about conflict, it's also in 63. A fair disciplinary process, where we should appoint a neutral member.
What about Mark? Can I not want you to do this?
I make a motion that Mark decides on the.
All in favor? Opposed?
All right, the question before the committee is in regards to Oconee County Republican Party Chairman David McMahon, whether he violated Rule 2A, 4C5, and 16C. We've been kind of going through this process beforehand. Then we'll do 3 minutes to speak against the chairman, and we'll allow the chairman or anybody else that wants to speak in favor of them 3 minutes.
Can somebody read 4C5 out?
Yeah, I can read you a copy of 4C5. It deals with precinct organization. This is a state rule 4C5. And it says, delegates and alternates to the county convention shall be elected among the precinct members of the precinct in attendance at reorganization meeting. In situations where there are more members present wishing to run for county delegate than delegate positions available, a vote shall be taken with each delegate present, eligible member having as many votes to cast as delegates allotted. All members shall become delegates. So that's essentially saying that if in a state, whenever you're going through reorganization, if there aren't, y'all's case, you had to have elections for delegates to get. If there weren't enough members to fill the entire delegate, then they would all become delegates. Second portion of that is a list of candidates showing order of the number of votes received. In the case of a tie, the position of tying candidates on the list shall be determined by drawing lots. Well, those candidates with the most votes shall be delegates, and the rest shall be alternates in descending order of the total number of votes. I am going to, I'm going to rule this out of order because that deals with precinct organization that happens. I mean, that deals with the election of delegates that happen at county convention. That deals with delegates that were elected by county convention last April or last March. I mean, the only purpose of that rule is to elect delegates to the county convention, so I don't think that is necessary to take up this time.
Challenge ruling, Chair. This was submitted at a recent meeting.
Can someone explain to me what I'm looking at? Such as handing me a sheet of paper.
That's Form 1. There was a precinct meeting called to elect the executive committee. And that was submitted by Chairman McMahon.
Okay, but the rule that was presented on the agenda deals with 4C5, which doesn't deal with any process of electing officers for a county convention or for a precinct. And so I'm ruling the part of 4C5 out of it. All right. The first charge is the first part of the accusation. We've already read it once tonight. I'll read it again. These rules shall be interpreted and applied so as to substantially accomplish their objectives. All records, those required by rules, shall be kept in secret and not it doesn't deal with the removal. There's nothing to remove. There's no way to prove whether somebody can do it. Ready to discussion? Hearing none. All right, we'll go to 16C. Does anybody want to speak against or in regards to Rule 16C? Yes, sir.
I'd like to bring up the two letters that Mr. McMahon wrote. One and SUV has built up.
Do we have anybody else to speak?
Submitted his paperwork for candidacy on September 1st. So what I have heard is that there was thought about this discussion of this waiver. Well, here we are, October 10th, so we pushed this issue. He's basically effectively granted him a waiver for the last 40 days. And that's the
Okay. Anybody? Yes. We're still doing.
Oh, we're doing it again.
I don't. We're still doing. I'm sorry to assume of the position of the committee, but we're still dealing with 4. Or excuse me again. All right. Hearing now, we'll move to 4. Are you against or for? Well, he raises his hand. You gonna be 4?
Well, I'm against removing, but I'm not for.
Okay, all right, we'll do it at the end of the 4 first.
So like many organizations, you don't go out seeking unless a complaint is brought to you. If no one brought me a complaint, then you assume that all is good to go. The county as a whole had no issues. You can't expect us to fix what we don't do. Also, you did not.
I'm just going to lay it all out. I had a telephone conversation with David, and my position, I told him, that was when he took over the football team in Clemson. It wasn't that Tommy God did anything wrong. It wasn't Tommy God was a bad person. Tommy God, when he was doing it, wasn't so ago, I did go to ask Dave for information, but not because of the allegation. But this has not worked, which is why I put ask for his resignation. However, this is not a way to remove somebody. The evidence, I still think as a person, you can separate your personal support from Republican County Republican support. And I think the proper time to do
And I think you put together, all you're doing is handing over your vote, your solicitor candidate, and that guy right over there. David McMahon has my full support.
Amen.
The thing that y'all don't realize is the reason David has had such a large struggle is he's always included all the groups. That was his biggest selling point. He was trying to be all inclusive multiple times, no matter how often they sat in the back. He kept including all groups. I'm glad to see that y'all figured out what David's weakness is. That y'all decide to oust anybody that disagrees with y'all. So y'all can run away with it. If y'all fine with that, run with it. Yes,
Comments. There have been numerous censors since David McMahon. This is dated June 22nd from the Stanton precinct, observing harmful devices and behavior. So there have been several censors to state that nobody came to David, nobody came to David. You and I have talked many times. So do not even think that you didn't get formally or one-on-one about what's going on. I feel to the recognized.
You come to speak. Yes. Okay, but after he speaks, and we're going to let Mr. McMahon. We're way off. But this is not a court of law. And I'm going to tell you that I'm going to do it this way. It's like we've done it every other time, right? We're going to speak for the charge and against the charge, okay? So if it doesn't have anything to do with how Chairman McMahon violated Rule 16C, then we're not going to have any more discussion.
This censor relates to the support of a candidate. So I'll end my statement with that.
All right. Mr. McMahon.
You recognize that?
I mean, it's not really whether it's
They was gonna vote on, somebody said he done this, so we know what the vote will be. I'll be glad to speak.
Maybe there's some people here that want to do that.
What I'm gonna do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm not going to speak in my defense. I'm going to speak in defense of the good people that some here decided to destroy tonight. I'm talking about this man right there. I'm talking about that good man right there, Kenny Charles, Matthew Durham, where's my other folks there? Shannon Baker's not here to defend herself. Tommy James, one of the best, kindest people you ever want to meet, a good-hearted man. They all stood behind me and supported me for you folks. This man going every day to check the mail at the post office. You guys don't have to do that now. That man right there that bounced that check over there for you guys. Somebody else is going to get the check now. Hope you have fun with it. Hope you have fun talking to people 4 and 5 hours a day like I do, trying to put out problems. You guys are going to do it now. We've asked you to change the bylaws. If you want to change the bylaws, I didn't make the rules up when I come into this. There's people in this audience right now that did make those bylaws up. Everything seemed to be fine at the time until I was elected. So, you have just took and destroyed, or tried to destroy the reputation of these good people that I'm speaking of right here. Shame on you. This would have been a joke in a court of law. This never would have even gotten past the magistrate's office or even any probable cause to allegations of evidence. It's a kangaroo court, I see now. So folks, I hope that you can manage well and do well, and shame on you again for talking bad about these good folks. I'm going to talk about myself. Thank you.
All right, we'll call for questions whether Chairman McMahon violated Rule 16C. And all in favor, please raise your hand.
Make a motion for roll call vote.
Second.
All right. All in favor of a roll call vote, please raise your hand. All in favor of not having a roll call vote, please raise your hand.
Don't put your names on the vote. Put your names on the vote. Put your names on the vote.
All right. Vote fails, so we'll just do a simple division vote. All right. All in favor of removing Chairman McMahon, all in favor of finding that David McMahon violated Rule 16C, please raise your hand. All right. All in favor of, or against Chairman McMahon violating Rule 15C, please raise your hand. Excuse me, 16C.
And 15.
All right, it's 14-8. The vote passes. So the Chairman McMahon violated 16C. So the office of Chairman will be considered vacant. All right, moving on to new business. Deals with the adoption of a resolution of apology and support for Representative Bill Sandifer. Does somebody want to read that resolution?
Dear Representative Sanford, it is with extreme sincerity that we offer you an official apology. The Oconee County Republican Party in no way whatsoever endorses the write-in campaign efforts of Mr. Terry Smith. Who is an officer of the party, which allows election as a write-in candidate. Regret that this removal was not completed in a timely manner. Please accept our complete support of District 2. We look forward to working with you on that great
language that Mr. Smith signed resolution is amendment. Okay, there is a second. Do we have a second on the floor of the resolution? Is there a second? Yes. Right, we have a second on the resolution. All in favor of approving the resolution, say aye. All opposed? Right. The resolution is adopted by the party. All right, for the time and location of the next OC, or the County Republican Party meeting, I am not going to establish that now. I will yield to the vice chairman of the party to send out a communication to the executive committee about the next meeting. My recommendation, as a point of personal privilege, would be after the election, so that we can focus on electing the Republican candidates for office between now and November 8th, and then we have a meeting after that. All right, do I have a motion to adjourn? Motion to adjourn. A motion does not need a second. All in favor of adjournment, say aye. Aye. All opposed?